My videos on a Samsung smart refrigerator.
Whoever wore a solid of clothes that were extra during me, whatever, bro. What does that mean? If she wore a lot of weight, bro, I don't know, bro.
Alright, it's time to be smart and read a classic. Persuasion by Jane Austen. I have tried to read Jane Austen books before. Has not gone well. I think started Pride and Prejudice and I just could not get into it. And I watched the movie and I didn't really like the movie either, so that might just be a Pride and Prejudice thing. It's so popular, like I don't understand why I can't get into it, but third to this recently. I actually got Pride and Prejudice too because the edition was really pretty and I'm not giving up on that book. Obviously it's okay to like things that to not like things that a lot of other people love, but I really do feel like I'm just missing something with this and I need to lock in. So I got Pride and Prejudice. It looks like the Twilight books. I think it's the same publisher probably. See that like lace and stuff? It looks really cool. It's thick, it's floppy. But this is what we're starting with because it's a fresh start. I think the main character is 27 years old. The main character of the book that I wrote recently, she's 27 years old. So I wanted to see the kind of universal things that one goes through when one is 27, because I don't know what that's like. And this is obviously very old, but I know she writes people very well and in a way that's timeless. So I just thought that would be an interesting thing to get me into it. I think this is one of her later books too. Not that like Pride and Prejudice is going to be like worse because it was written earlier, but in Persuasion, Jane Austen is beginning to discover that the world is larger, more mysterious, and more romantic than she had supposed. Virginia Woolf. I don't know how to say her last name. I've heard of her. It's also a Penguin classic. I love the way that black books look on a bookshelf. It's so good. I am on page 18, chapter 3, and it's going well. It's started with a lot of lore. What's it called? Info dumping. That's not my favorite thing. That's no one's favorite thing. I like when it just gets right into the story, but that's something that I have come to discover about classics is that it takes patience to read, which is something that our brains are not currently wired for because of what I'm filming this on right now. It has been very interesting because I don't like fully understand every single sentence, but I can still somehow feel like I know what's going on. Like I probably couldn't describe it to you super well, but I'm still like, okay. Like the father's in debt or whatever, and so he needs to scale back on his spending, and they're trying to figure out how to do that without seeming like a bunch of cheapskates because high society, they gotta keep up their image. So they're trying to figure that out right now. And there's some more details that I could go into, of course, but I'm not going to. That's pretty much what's happening right now. I keep like turning to the back to be like, who is the main character? And Elliot is the main character, but we're not really talking about her that much yet. So a lot of backstory, a lot of preparation. In this chapter, there's actually some dialogue, so that's nice. I'm just so interested to see how it all comes together because the beginning is not something that you really see in books nowadays with just so much like information. So we'll see how that comes into play later on. But yeah, this is what I'll be reading today. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. This is really fun to read and I have been enjoying it, but at the same time, it's a very different experience than what I'm used to reading for fun. We have kind of been introduced to the romance finally, but it was just saying what happened before between Anne and Frederick Wentworth or something like that. Yes, that's his name. Because they like had a thing going on, but then Anne is easily influenced by people. Like she has her own thoughts and everything, but she is I think she's the youngest, right? And was never really considered special by her family, so I mean, there was like a brutal line in here from her sister. She was like, hold on. I found it. So they're moving. What's her last name? Anne's family is moving because they're broke and they need to move to a smaller home. Shh, don't tell anyone. And she is probably gonna stay behind for a little bit for a different reason. I wonder if Frederick Wentworth will show up while she's behind, because his family is, I guess, renting or whatever the house that they're moving out of. But when they were talking about where Anne should go, her sister Elizabeth says that I am sure Anne had better stay, for nobody will want her in Bath. Bath is the weird name of the town they're going to. Like, what? That's rude. Like, why would she say that? And like, she doesn't do anything bad. They just don't care about her. Literally. It's kind of weird. So yeah, it's been a slow read. I am enjoying taking my time reading it, but it's definitely just very different, and I sometimes like crave just wanting a quote-unquote normal book to read, just because it takes a lot more brain power to read this. But I do enjoy that, so it's going well. Yeah, that's where we're at in the story. A lot is happening for sure. I'm only, what, 30 pages in? It's just happening passively rather than actively is what it feels like, because it's saying all the stuff that's happened before and you're not really like currently in it. It's like a friend telling you about some drama that happened rather than you're there like experiencing the drama for yourself, if that makes sense. Gotta hopefully sort of shift a little bit more into the characters really fueling the story with dialogue and stuff like that, so I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen, low-key. There are definitely some banger lines in here. Yes, I think it was chapter 3 where they were talking about Frederick and how his whole thing that happened with Anne. There were some banger lines, guys. Here, let me read you some. It was actually chapter 4, though I'm sure there was good stuff in chapter 3. It's kind of long, but I'll read it anyway. If I mispronounced anything, don't come after me. She was persuaded that under every disadvantage and disapprobation at home, and every anxiety attending his profession, all their probable fears, delays, and disappointments, she should yet have been a happier woman in maintaining the engagement than she had been in the sacrifice of it. Basically, they should have just shot their shot. Shoot your shot. Honestly, I was thinking, like, he's not married. Like, he never married after that, so why don't you just go tell him that? But with Anne's situation, she probably could not do. Okay, this is what I think my thing with Jane Austen is. The romance and the characters are really well done, and you really care about them, at least the ones that aren't super annoying. But Anne's sisters, Elizabeth and Mary, they were so annoying, oh my gosh. And her dad. I just feel bad for like having to live in this time period. But that's the thing, like the characters live in a society that like places importance in so many things that don't need to be important, like class. Like Elizabeth, one of the annoying sisters, is friends with somebody, a girl, and it's not even some, oh, you need to like marry rich or whatever. It's every single friend and acquaintance you have needs to be like the perfect status, like not too high, not low. It's obviously interesting to read about, and I'm sure there are things that they were doing better in that time than we are now, but it's also exhausting to read about, honestly, because it's like, what are you guys doing? Yeah, some parts are interesting, some parts are infuriating. Guys, what the heck is up? Welcome to my floor. I just had coffee and a bunch of sugar, so we're gonna be so excited to talk right now. Yeah, so I'm still reading this. If it took me a week to read The Summer I Turned Pretty, it's going to take me a while to read this. I have so much to say about it, and I'm only, what, 96 pages, not even 100 pages in. and I could literally sit here for like a half hour and just rant about how unique it is from anything I've ever read. So this video is probably going to be kind of long. I have like 15 minutes of footage of me from when I was 30 pages in talking about the book. So not only the books that we're reading in this video, but the video itself is going to be fixing our attention spans. It's so crazy because as I'm reading this, I'm seeing so many things about how we're addicted to screens, can't think for ourselves. It reminded me of Fahrenheit 451. Wait, let me get the book. It reminded me of this book. If you haven't read this book, you need to, okay? You just do. Please do yourself a favor and read it. Not only that, but I saw something very book specific, which was people wanting books to be dumbed down, pretty much. Don't like seeing words that they haven't seen before in a book. It's not like reading is supposed to help expand your vocabulary, and we love reading because of how authors play with words and find beautiful words created for specific scenarios. I didn't even really think of this, but with Haley Pham's book, Just Friends, there's the whole controversy around it. I'm not going to get into it, but people were like, it's like she had a dictionary in front of her the whole time. Like, literature is supposed to have new words you haven't seen that you can then look up and be like, oh, that's what that word means now. Like, I do that all the time. This is a new concept to people because they don't know how to read. They just look at some book on TikTok and then they're like, oh my gosh, what is this? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I warned you in advance about the coffee. Whoa, I wasn't expecting to get that into it. But I just think that's insane, and I think that I'm so glad I'm reading this because how perfectly does that tie into it, to everything that's happening? Yeah, I am a slow reader though, so that's relatable. I got you. There are a lot of words though, like it's pretty dense, it's pretty taking time to process information. I don't know how much to talk about it because I literally don't want this video to be like an hour long and I'm like only reading this book and it takes me a month to make. Like, do you guys want that? You probably don't. Maybe you do. Do I want to do that? Do I want to edit that? I don't know. I finished it. It's done. It's read. And I am so glad because, full honesty, I want to read something else. I want to start a new book. I want to be done with this. Not saying I hated it at all. In fact, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm so glad I read it. But there were a lot of parts that were quite honestly boring. They illustrated interesting things about their society and just people in general, the fickleness of people. Like, I don't even know, bro, but like there was just so much stuff that seemed irrelevant the whole time, and you're just like reading it and being like, can we keep this moving? There were so many different subplots and characters in Anne's life, despite her being very introverted, and it was a lot to read about. It was very fun to be on that journey, but at the same time, I would say it was definitely more about that and kind of her personal life than it was about her romance life, because that doesn't really exist other than this like one guy who they don't communicate their feelings with each other until the very end of the book. So I probably should give it a warning for spoilers. This is not really a spoiler. Maybe it is. I mean, we all know they get together at the end. Like, that's another thing. There's like no mysterious element. I feel like you're not ever wondering like, oh, what if he marries this person to Diane? Like, you know they're gonna end up together. But like, I guess you could say that about a lot of romance books, couldn't you? I will say there was this page 238, 231. I have hearts on either side because I really liked those. The last sentence, literally, I think it's talking about like how Captain Wentworth is. There's noise in the background, sorry. It's raining, wait. How cozy. The last sentence is about how she is married to a sailor now, that she's married to Captain Wentworth. Literally, who cares? Like, I'm sorry, but I was expecting like a banger last line, and that's what we got. I don't know, it just confused me in some ways. It was a very uniquely structured book, I will say that, and very slow-paced, but also very realistic to life, which I did appreciate. Just know going into it that you're gonna get like pretty much her diary and not some fast-paced action adventure thrilling romance. I really do feel like at the end it kind of justified how they hadn't gotten together sooner, because the whole point is that there's like they were engaged, or at least yeah, they were engaged, and then had to call it off 8 years later. They're back together. That's with a lot of nothing happening in between, but it very realistically showed why that was the case, with a lot of regret for why that happened, but also like acknowledging this is why it happened. It is what it is. So, but yeah, there were a lot of things that definitely stuck with me from this book. A lot of really good lines and portrayals of personalities and just the way that people think and behave. I feel like I explained that pretty well, actually. So yeah, but that is my first Jane Austen book actually read. I feel like it is kind of interesting because I was supposed to make this video to like encourage people to read. I mean, reading a book at all is amazing, even if it's not Jane Austen, like, but it's also great to challenge yourself, and this was going to challenge me, and it did. I didn't want to finish it, but I finished it. I mean, I wouldn't have DNF'd it because I was really far in, but like, I was like, I want it to end towards the end there, so. It's probably just because I'm a slow reader and so I get frustrated. But yeah, reading this was a labor of love. Ooh, I should read it. I'm gonna go with 3.5 stars. I think that's a fair rating because I liked it, but it wasn't anything crazy. I wonder what my favorite classic is, because I do like to read classics, by the way. I should definitely make a video recommending classics. I don't know, they're all so different from each other, so subscribe for that. Point being, hard books are good to read. This did challenge me in ways that maybe aren't like, oh, this is so much fun, but in ways that make me a more wise person, I would say. So yeah, go read a hard book that challenges you. Doesn't need to be super hard, just something that is outside your comfort zone. And get off your freaking phone. Wait, that's crazy, the video's over now. I wonder what I'll film next. Alright, so say goodbye to Persuasion. Goodbye. Take my bookmark out. Put this on my shelf for read. Go fight brain rot with books and have a great day.